Lisa Sullivan and I am one of the King's Bench Masters. I don't come from a legal background. My mum was a teacher and my dad was a navigator in the Air Force. But I decided at school that I wanted to be a lawyer, I think because I was told I argued a lot and that I should do it. And so I went to university to study law and then became a barrister. After studying law at university, I went straight to bar school and then became a barrister, and I practiced mainly in personal injury and clinical negligence for most of my career. Then I applied to be a deputy King's Bench Master, and now I am a full-time King's Bench Master. All cases that are issued in the High Court are assigned to one of the King's Bench Masters when they're issued. We then deal with all applications and case management in those cases up until trial. In some smaller cases we deal with the trials, but mostly we hand them on to a High Court judge to deal with the trial. There are many different types of cases that we deal with. The main areas are personal injury, clinical negligence, contract, media and communications claims, so that might be breach of privacy or defamation claims, and Human Rights Act claims. We also have general negligence claims. We also deal with enforcement of debts, and that might be a small claim that's been sent from the county court worth not very much money, or it might be a multi-million-pound claim. We deal with enforcement for the commercial court as well. We also deal with what's called foreign process, and so that is cases which either are being served abroad or are being served here from abroad, or where judgments from foreign jurisdictions are being registered here. And we also deal with deed polls, so people who want to change the name of their children, those applications come before a master and we approve them or not. Our days are quite varied, and so I had to look at my diary for next week to see what I'm doing to give you an idea. I've got an all-day case management hearing in a claim from a number of people for abuse by the same person. I'm doing the urgent and short application list, which does what it says on the tin. It's urgent and short applications of up to 30 minutes, which might be interim charging orders, application for stay of execution of a writ of control. It might be applications for an extension of time for complying with directions. I will also have case and cost management hearings. I've got a strikeout application, and also I've got a couple of approval hearings, one in a fatal accident claim where the dependents are children, and one in a brain injury claim. I got to the stage of being a barrister where I'd done it for quite a few years, and I needed a new challenge. I had been dealing with civil cases, and I didn't really want to apply to sit as a recorder dealing with criminal cases at that stage, and there was an application for becoming a deputy King's Bench Master, so I applied for that, got it, and then I discovered I really enjoyed the job, and decided to make the move full-time when the opportunity arose. I think the best part is quite difficult to say. I think there are three things that are very good about being a master. The first is the variety of the work, both in terms of the areas of law that's covering, but also the complexity. There are some that are really intellectually quite hard and some that are much easier, and that's a nice balance. The second thing is the collegiality of the King's Bench Masters. We work as a team and we support each other. If somebody is too busy and can't cover something, somebody else will step in to help. And thirdly is work-life balance. I am a mum, I have children, I get to come to work, but in the evenings and the weekends I leave work here and I go home and I can be my private person that isn't anything to do with this job, and that balance is great. The application process involves filling out the application form, which is, unless you've done these sorts of forms, is quite a difficult process. You have to fill it out in a particular way, giving evidence of the skills that are being looked at. and it can feel slightly odd to give evidence in the way that it's required. Simply saying I'm very good at this isn't good enough. You have to give an example of when you've done it. Following the application form, there was an interview which involved situational questions. So what would you do in these circumstances, given extempore judgment, and also further questions on the skills matrix from the form. So it's quite a tough process, and I think you have to put quite a bit of work into it. Speak to other people who filled out these sorts of forms before, because there can be really, really excellent people who simply don't fill out the form in the way that it needs to be filled out, and you won't get an interview, which is a shame. So speak to people who've been through it and take the time to look at it and prepare for it properly. Do it. Make the application. It's a great role. All of the deputy masters who do it part-time seem to really enjoy it. I certainly did as a deputy, and full-time I very much enjoy it. It seems to me to be the best judge job out there.